From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on, nerds, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. We're talking about Transformers 2007. It's the first one. Shia LaBeouf, Michael Bay, Josh Duhamel, the pretty Megan Fox, Tyrese Gibson, Anthony Anderson. Star-studded cast. Let's just throw that there. With even Steven himself. Joining me on today's show, the one, the only, the Miss Co-host of the Stars. Hi, Susie.
Hi. You change my name every week.
Well, yeah, I have to come up with a new one every week.
Oh.
It's how I keep my brain
I get to
going.
come up with a new one for you every week?
No, please don't, because I don't hit below the belt. You, on the other hand, will repeatedly donkey punch my fucking...
Maybe.
It's like it's going to give
maybe
you
I'll
coins.
Be nice.
What? I'm not one of those machines where you deposit money and to punch me in the face.
Are you
No,
sure?
if she does it enough times, she starts getting a 1-up.
Oh. And
I like that one. That was
Miss-
pretty good.
and the comic book genius himself, it's Rob. That is, this is not Fast and Furious 4. So Rob, explain to how this is not Fast and the Furious 4 when it basically takes the premise of Fast and the Furious 4.
I mean, Fast and the Furious 1, 2, and 3 had come out, and then this came out, I think, like a year or two before Fast and Furious 4.
Yes.
Just being Fast and Furious. I hate those titles, by the way.
They're so confusing if they don't have a number next to them. Just like these, apparently.
Yeah. No, it's not Fast and Furious because at no point does anyone hit the NOS, and you get tunnel vision. Just replace those scenes with more explosions, and yeah, there you go. It's not Fast and Furious.
It's about right. So, before we get into 2007's Transformers, there's a couple pieces of news that we should talk about in the world of movies. Mostly Disney. Snow White released, and I know how certain people do not like Rotten Tomatoes, but it has received a 45 critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. And I know how people, their opinions on Rachel Zelliger are, on her comments a couple years ago about the 1934 production of Snow White.
1937.
Okay, all right. I was ballparking it. I was close. I was under, so technically Price is Right. I am correct, unless,
You're still off by 3 years, so you still don't win any prizes.
I just
I think
Eric
that's the
Cartman.
difference it's the difference between there being Poland and not being Poland, I think.
So is that not having Dan and then having Dan?
Wait, did Poland fall in 1937 or 1939?
So I did a little bit of research into this today,
Oh dear.
and because evidently I had nothing better to do while I was putting my baby to bed. Literally nothing better to do while I was putting my baby to bed. And Disney had originally based Snow White on a Brothers Grimm's fairy tale.
Mm-hmm. Most
What
of
I
them
found
are.
interesting is Pretty much all of them. Well, Little Mermaid is Hans Christian Andersen.
Yes, just like
Same with Frozen.
Frozen. Yeah,
I love Hans Christian Andersen. You could probably quiz me on that one, and I would answer all of them.
I'd rather not.
same thing
It's
with
like
Grimm's
it's
Brothers.
like quizzing Jessica on Harry
Um,
Potter, even though she doesn't care about Harry Potter anymore. I didn't get a turn, and I'm still salty about it.
Facts.
Did you flip me off? Oh, I thought you flipped me off. No, you mic dropped. It's my wife sitting on the couch over there, just listening to the conversation,
so
reacting to the conversation.
One great thing about
You're good.
is she's only listening to like half the conversation. Really, a third of the conversation.
I wouldn't be surprised if she puts it up on her iPad, just listening to it, just so she hears the other half of these conversations.
On a minute delay.
If she watches it on Facebook, it's like 10. YouTube's 30.
But so I got curious as to, because a lot of the comments that she was making had to do with her dislike of the 1937 movie. And I'm one of those people that, like, yeah, you should stick to the product material close to the where you're getting all this stuff from, and definitely they should have picked somebody who was a little paler than she was. And I won't argue with, they probably could have picked a different actor or actress. I will argue that they should always pick the one that's best for the job. That will always be my argument. That will always be my argument.
I will always, and I've said this many times on the podcast before, I would rather have the best actor or actress for that role than them fitting it has to be this kind of person or it has to be that kind of person.
I think in this instance they needed to find both. They needed to find a happy medium.
Okay.
And they probably could have succeeded with Rachel. Is it Rachel?
It's Rachel Zelliger.
Yeah. What they didn't know, and they didn't find out until after filming, and they started all of this propaganda for Snow White. She was
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Is that she didn't like the movie, so she's bad mouthing the movie that she just performed in, which doesn't just hurt her.
Well, she wasn't bad mouthing the movie that she was in. She was bad mouthing the original movie, and then saying on top of it that these are the changes
Wait, hold on, because it gets worse.
Oh dear.
She was bad mouthing her movie because she was bad mouthing her co-stars.
Really?
Yeah.
Gal Gadot?
I was just watching.
Why would you mess with Gal Gadot? She's ex-Mossad.
Yeah, she was.
For anybody who doesn't know that, that's Israeli military.
Yeah, I was just watching a video on it. That it wasn't just it was how she was handling herself in the interviews. She was criticizing some of her coworkers. She was narking on the old movie, and it's like, yeah, there's changes that you could make, but here's the problem: you're going off of a source material. There's only so many changes that you're gonna make because it's coming from like the 1500s. It's a story based in like the 1500s. Like, let's think about that realistically here.
Mm-hmm.
What that's gonna look like. Not what she's picturing. So I had sent AJ a TikTok today that I watched, and I found it really interesting to watch the comparison between like how Rachel would talk about Snow White versus how Elle Fanning talked about
Cinderella.
Aurora. How
that's right. Okay. I mixed them up.
How Emma Watson talked Emma Watson. No, Emma Watson.
Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Talked about Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Like, you watch all these different comparisons and you're like, wow, like
Buffering.
Yeah. There she is.
Buffering,
Yeah, go over that
buffering.
again
I
because
don't
your
understand how
internet
this is
connection.
buffering.
Yeah. Do what you said again, because we heard
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson, Belle, Naomi Scott. We heard you name off a couple, and
Yeah, but you watched all these different ones, like how they did their interviews, and when they were asked questions about their princesses, Elle Fanning said a great one about how having femininity is strength. Wanting to be a mom is strength. For Belle, it was love, like different aspects of love, different like so you can find something in your story to
gravitate
express and fall in love with and everything else. So it's totally get that, but like this movie is going to hurt. And
don't
this
get me
was
wrong.
one that
One of the pros that I've read about this movie is she, as we know about Rachel, has a wonderful singing voice.
Mhm.
That the singing parts, even her acting, for what I heard, isn't bad. For the most part, it's the CGI of the dwarves, the sets.
I was looking forward to what they were originally coming out with.
It sounds like a bee.
Original trailer that we saw before we saw CGI dwarfs, where
Oh, we had about 5 seconds.
I'm gonna have a fight
Like
with my internet.
Is it because you're too far away?
Just gonna have a fight with my internet.
Are you too
It's
far
fine.
away
I'm just
from
gonna
it?
have a fight with my internet.
Oh well.
Huh?
Are you too far away from it?
No.
You're gonna literally go around the house and just shut everybody else's internet off.
No. I do it from my phone.
Are you though?
But we just got a new box to fix this. So now I'm mad. No.
No. Oh, that would have been funny. Why is the internet off? But yeah, other than
They wouldn't notice.
Other than Snow White, Coco 2 has been announced for 2029. I know animated movies take a long time to make, but damn, that is out there for fall 2029. Why does Susie look angry? She hasn't blinked in she's frozen, that's why.
Yeah, she might
That's
be
not the
resetting her
one I
internet.
thought you were going to talk about. I'm very upset.
What was the
there
one
she
you
is.
thought I was going to talk about?
Lilo and Stitch, the important one.
Yeah, but that comes out in like a couple months.
Did you forget the massive Lilo and Stitch plush she has in her house?
Yes, I have one too.
There it is.
Honey, throw me my Lilo and
Hey, and now you can say that thing's
It's
life
right
size.
there.
Mine hurts.
Why does yours hurt?
Because mine's a weighted plush.
Oh, this
Oh.
isn't weighted. Oh, so you got a... So what you're saying is that Stitch has a fat ass.
Uh-huh.
He's canonically dense.
What are you expecting? Are you expecting a straightforward remake?
No.
Or are you expecting actual improvements to the original story? Or just diverting from the original story?
I wouldn't mind if they diverted a little bit from the original story. I'd like them to keep like some elements, like Stitch.
Is she gonna hide in the dryer?
I would love that, but I don't think so. Anybody who's watched this podcast before has known that I've gone off an entire riff about the fact that they changed it when they put it on Disney Plus.
Rob's like,
They
I have no
had
clue what you're
to.
talking about.
No, I know exactly what they did, and they had to. Because children can be stupid.
Can be? I'm 30 and I'm still stupid.
We were stupider in the 90s than kids are today.
I ate dirt.
No, I looked at my nephew. No.
He dumb. He really dumb.
Like, he can be smart, but nah.
He's not like world smart. He might just be school smart.
He might just be school smart.
It's a real thing.
I know.
Oh, you got straight A's. Well, yeah. What about anything else?
But-
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that.
What's screwdriver?
What's a Phillips? What?
Okay, you sound like somebody I know.
Yeah, me. I was like that not too long ago.
I was thinking of somebody else I know, but that works too.
I'm not going to use it.
Huh?
The
Just-
screwdriver?
No. Jessica, my beautiful wife, is sending me articles to talk about Snow White. 10 biggest changes Disney's original animated movie.
So I did get to listen to a couple of the songs from the new from the movie, which actually made me want to go see it because they're beautiful and they're different.
So the prince is no more. It's somebody named Jonathan. The meaning behind Snow White, the name Snow White. The dwarves get an origin and powers. Dopey can actually talk this time. I don't like that. The fate of the king is different. Snow White replaces classic songs with new ones. Wow, there's a lot of songs in this.
Yeah, they have a couple of the old ones, but they definitely put in some new ones. So it's that the songs are what got me excited to see it. So I might actually break down. I might go to the theaters and watch this one.
I'll wait for Disney Plus.
I was going to, but I might. I don't know.
I still
so
wanted to go
excited.
see Captain America.
There's a lot of movies that I want to go see.
But,
But I have
shall
this
we
tiny thing called a child.
shall we jump into what's up, Rob?
So I have a bit of news.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
This is something that Will probably jumped up and down about excitedly. New Digimon Adventure.
I know.
Digimon Adventure Beyond. Is that
I
a
have
game?
never
Oh.
seen this man so excited for a game in my life.
Oh, that is a game.
No, this is not a game. This is a sequel to Digimon Adventure Try.
TV show?
Oh, I saw something on that. I don't think he's told me about it yet.
Yes. So Digimon Adventure, for those of you who don't know, is the first season of the Digimon show, featuring Ty, TK, Matt, all of them. And then they had a second season, and they had a third season that came out recently. Well, now they've announced a sequel to that, Digimon Adventure Beyond, which has everyone essentially being adults now, guiding the next generation.
Mhm.
And oh my god, it looks good.
Can we get a Professor
Uh-huh.
Oak origin story? Professor Oak
That's-
series?
That's Pokemon.
Oh, aren't they the same?
You hurt me. So yeah, that's my bit
Did
of,
you realize the sarcasm though in that?
yes.
Don't
So
kill me.
that is my bit of news. New Digimon Adventure.
I can imagine
it,
Will bouncing. Will, Paul, and probably Mikey
Mikey. Yeah.
all over the place.
Mikey and I are more excited for Chaos Theory season 3.
What's that?
Jurassic World.
Oh, I haven't watched the first one.
You should.
Is that on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay. Shall we get into Transformers from 2007 now?
Yes. And talk
All right,
about
everybody.
Crazy.
Thank you for listening to the news. That was brought to you by the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast.
What I've done.
All right. If we're gonna start there, that's a hell of a way to end a movie. Because you hear it start as as Peter Cullen's talking, with this monologue to end the movie, and then as Chad just starts singing "Fade to Black," directed by Michael Bay. I was like, that gave me chills. And it's
Mhm.
over?
Are they multiplying?
No, but I'm losing control.
I've just gone numb.
Well, yeah, in the end, I guess you do.
All right, let's put a new divide on this and get serious.
Shoot, I ran out of songs.
We're breaking this castle of glass.
You had to go there.
That's my favorite one, honestly.
What I don't know any of the lyrics to.
So a little background on Transformers. It was released July 3rd. It's 143 minutes. It had a budget
Appropriate. It
of
was released for Independence Day.
Independence Day's better. It had a budget of 170 million and brought home 709 million.
Did you
Ow.
just tell me that Independence Day was better?
Independence Day is one of my favorite movies.
Okay, but I wasn't comparing it to the movie Independence Day. I was comparing it to the day Independence Day.
Oh yeah, that would make
It-
sense with it coming out on July 3rd.
Did you notice all the patriotism?
Yeah, well, the U.S. Army did allow Michael Bay to use a lot of military vehicles. Not just that. The only reason why the U.S. Army did was, yeah, go for it. We get the first screening of it, and it's for free. Michael Bay is like, done. Save us all the monies. But yeah, this was our first live action, Rob, of Transformers.
It was the first one I ever saw, but we watched Bumblebee.
Well, okay, but I mean, like
This
2007.
is the first one that came out. I think this is the first one that they willingly tried. Everything else was cartoon or was cartoon.
Yeah, all animated movies before this.
I don't remember a live action before this.
So basically,
either.
they're coming to Earth to look for the Allspark, and Megatron was here 1,000 years ago.
Mhm.
Holy crap! That was I was expecting Megatron to answer the beacon call, like in like a mid-credit scene that when Optimus Prime was doing all that, monologuing. It's like, we're here, we're on Earth, to all Autobots around the universe. And then I was like, oh, so he's on Earth, kind of thing. I was like, nope, he's already here. And apparently dead. So he's done. They got rid of the biggest bad in the first movie.
Make way for Galvatron, bitches.
But Rob, since for the most part, you are kind of sending us through this whirlwind of X-Men and now Transformers, were you excited for this movie? Did you overall like this movie? And we'll talk about characters afterwards.
I flipped my shit when they first announced this movie. Oh my god, I was a happy little Rob. Because I loved Transformers back then. This is when I was just getting started getting into it, because we had a late friend here living with us. It was basically my adopted brother. God rest his soul. And he got me into Transformers, and right about then the movie came out.
So what was
So,
your,
I-
was it- okay. I
What?
thought you stopped there. So no, keep going.
So I was very excited when it came out, and I genuinely loved it when I saw it. Mostly because a little kid sees a lot of explosions, be very happy. Army Man, go bang bang bang. I was not a very sophisticated kid back then, I'll be honest.
Oh.
They go bang, bang, bang.
I'll grant you,
I
you
was
were a
like
teenager.
16.
But you weren't
I
that
was like
little.
16, 17. I am twice that age now.
I was 14. Hey,
That
honey,
was
how old were you?
half
Oh,
my
you were
lifetime
19.
ago.
Never mind.
I was gonna say you can do the math on that one.
I did. I
Yeah,
did the math.
that was half my lifetime ago. So yes, that was little.
How's your back feel
Uh,
after saying that?
It's mostly my knees that are bothering me. Back is
Just your
fine.
knees?
Yeah. As for going back to it now, we'll get to that.
Oh no. Suze? Coming
So-
back to this movie.
So, well, I'm gonna start with the question you asked Rob, because when this was first announced, I was jazzed. I was so excited to have a live action Transformers movie. No, unfortunately at this time I didn't have your friends to go with me to go see Transformers. So I had to wait until it came on the TV to watch it. And at that time, I had a love-hate relationship with Transformers. I loved the story. I loved the characters. I didn't love the number of explosions. But
Oh, guys, don't look at explosions.
I even as a teenager, I didn't like movies with a whole lot of explosions. I liked action movies. I liked adventure movies. But when you put too many explosions in a movie, it kind of turned me off from the story. But I will say that this is one of the few movies that I feel like Michael Bay had a good balance between story and explosions.
It seemed like he was a fan of Transformers that was now directing a Transformers movie.
Yes. And you can tell because it comes through in his work. Coming back to it as an adult, and I still watch it all the time. It's one of the few movies that are allowed to grace my screen that are live action like that.
Hi, Ryan. He joined the chat, so I'm just saying hi.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
This was my first time. You guys want to know my initial reaction when Transformers got announced?
Uh-huh. He wasn't my friend yet. I'm sorry, guys. He was uncultured.
I don't know. It was right around the Batman, Begins, Dark Knight, Superman, Man of Steel stuff. So I gravitated to that. Transformers just I didn't watch it. But now being not forced to watch it, but told to watch it for the podcast, I wish I was watching this with people so everybody could see my reactions for the first time in real time. This was such a fun movie from start to finish. Granted, there were a couple, not boring parts, but, all right, are they just being stupid on purpose?
Yeah, like cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why are we having that guy stripped down to his underwear that has his face all over it? Why does Sam Witwicky have Transformers underwear on, even though he doesn't know what Transformers are?
Marketing.
Dear God, the amount of marketing, not just for the car people, Xbox, PlayStation, Furbies, countless
Mountain Dew.
Thank
the
you.
The Mountain Dew vending machine.
Holy crap! But
can't forget the little Taco Bell dog.
I wanted to come into this movie to nitpick it and say that I was going to hate it. I was very much in like full enjoy mode on this movie. Um, I love the fact that we had three different storylines. We had Sam and Michaela. We had the Autobots and the Decepticons, and then the U.S. military part of it. That all throughout the movie convey on this one area to do battle, and it brought like the story from worlds apart to one spot, culminating in that one spot. Sucks that Jazz had to die, because I did very much like Jazz for when they were all introducing themselves, and then Bumblebee's shadow boxing. I had fun with this. I would very much. I'm actually really excited to watch the next one.
I'll be honest, number 2 is my favorite out of these. So
um, number 2 is I want to say number 2 is definitely like I like number 2 better than this one. I don't like number 3. When we get to that one, I'll explain why I don't like number 3.
is that the one
And-
with the Romeo and Juliet card?
I think
Or was
so.
that 4? Yeah.
I think it's one of them's just really, really. It's just cringe. I just can't.
Uncomfortable.
I can't deal with it. No. So, but AJ, in all honesty, I had no doubts in my mind that you would enjoy this. Because if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, have you seen the TMNT that was done by Michael Bay?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yes, yeah, I have.
man.
Ryan. Speaking of Ryan, me and Ryan watched them.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that was directed by Michael Bay.
Yes.
Literally called TMNT.
This is where I'm gonna get debunked. He's like, no, we haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure I watched it with Ryan, and he also goes, this movie introduced the last generation of the Chevy Camaro. Very true. And funny story, the Chevy had their hand in showing up the Camaro, but here's the thing, they didn't have any Camaros production ready to put in this movie, so they took a bunch of Pontiac parts, reshaped them into the Camaro you see in this movie.
And then they released limited edition Chevy Camaros with the Transformers, which, by the way, I know somebody who owns one.
Ethan.
No. He does not own a Transformers Camaro.
Oh, I thought you were just saying a Camaro.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Damn.
little smack in that voice.
It's Susie. Come on.
Because and the only reason I brought up the TMNT is because if you have seen it, which also stars Megan Fox, and you like that movie, you're guaranteed to like this movie. And I don't know if I just mystified AJ that I just pulled that one out of my ass or not.
Ryan said 2 is better, and then Ryan said 3 is the Megan Fox replacement.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, then it's the one with Mark Wahlberg that's the one that's uncomfortable.
The first one or the second one?
The first one.
Okay, so we haven't seen Bay's TMNT yet. We watched the OG TMNT movies.
Yes, the one with Corey Feldman.
Oh, okay. I know which one's there now.
Do you guys know that they had to change the name of the Allspark because of the Matrix?
Yep.
Yeah, I did research. I'm proud of myself.
I'm very proud of you.
I watched multiple YouTube videos explaining this movie.
So what did they change it from?
Give me a sec.
AJ.exe rebooting.
I didn't write this stuff down.
Because they changed it to the Allspark. What did they change it from?
That's a somebody keep talking.
Somebody keep
Because
talking.
well, how about my thoughts on the movie? Um, so I honestly love this movie more now than I did then. Uh, Mostly because I felt the ghost of a brother next to me as I watched it. Um, and
Oh, it's
taking
literally
off
just called
those
The Matrix. To the Allspark.
that yeah, the Matrix to the Allspark. That's the cube. It's
Yeah.
not the Allspark itself. The Allspark was the energy that was being shot into him.
They really
Um,
they change it just because the Matrix movies.
I mean,
Like,
they keep the Matrix of leadership as a thing. So in a later movie that'll come in. So there is still a Matrix.
Mm.
But my only problem with this movie, besides the parents, for the few scenes they get, and they get why they're there, is this movie's dark at times. And I don't mean thematically, I mean turn on the fucking lights.
Yeah, you can't see shit.
it's
Um
not as bad as Batman v Superman.
it might not be bad as that, but it's still bad, Susie. I
Oh
mean, I
no,
get
I'll
it.
admit that
They
it's
had to
bad.
save the money for the CGI because they had to hide how bad it was in those scenes and save money. But oh my god, you could barely make out some of those scenes.
I
I did not figure out who was fighting who in the first Barricade versus Bumblebee fight until Bumblebee uh DDT'd Barricade through a guardhouse.
hmm Yeah, some of their scenes were especially dark. I think for me, the biggest thing that I hated was I hated the Transformers designs.
I didn't.
Um, huh?
I really didn't. I thought they looked like machines that transformed into uh vehicles.
It takes a little bit to get used to, especially if you've grown up on the cartoons and you're expecting like a specific look. So it's a different perspective. Um, I feel that they could have been a little bit closer to the originals. Um, but they tried to make it Earth realistic and not alien realistic. Um, and I know that probably doesn't make any sense, and I'm sorry, but it's almost as though they were making it look like these were, you know, everyday Earth technology where we could see the inner
Well,
parts of a robot, and
they
that
gotta
might not
still
necessarily have
fit
been the
in when
case.
they still gotta fit in a way, so they need to at least have some of those components around.
That's why they transform into cars.
Yeah, but if they don't have the pieces
Those
there,
components still stick around.
yeah.
Yeah,
The whole point of a transformer is you still see the truck parts as they are a robot.
I'm not commenting on that. If you look at Optimus Prime in the Michael Bay movie, and then you compare him to his real life, his animated counterpart, they do actually look different.
Yes, they look very different.
And that's what bothered me. I feel like they should have made it a little bit closer to the cartoon.
It's
They still
because
could have
they're
made it like their own entity because it's live action, but a little bit closer to the cartoon. That's all I'm getting at.
this is what Michael Bay had done. He took off their protoplates,
Yeah.
which is
I couldn't leave it
their silver outer body that you normally
That's what it
see in
is.
the movies. He took those off. What you're seeing is them without their skin, essentially.
That's what I was trying to get at, but you guys all jumped to their parts, and that's not what I was talking about.
Yeah. So now you're seeing underneath the protoplating.
You're seeing their bones.
And
I don't want to see
like
their
it.
bones.
I do because it makes them seem even more alien. Because
I thought
now
they were more alien with their coverings, but
here's this person, and normally they have this silver faceplate that looks and acts, humanish. Now you see like the skeletal moving mouth parts.
but the only one that I thought was weird was Optimus Prime. Bumblebee looked fine to me. Jazz
Bumblebee
looked
also
fine
puts
to
his
me.
mask on too.
It was only Optimus Prime that looked freaking weird as hell for me.
Yeah, thankfully he doesn't get a lot of face shots.
Yeah, but that was the only part that actually like really bothered me about the movie. Otherwise, they hit all the crucial Transformers, not plot points, but like key points.
Yeah, you establish the Decepticons are the bad guys with Barricade and the to punish and enslave
Yeah.
on his body.
That
God,
was
I
clever.
I loved just the over the top evil they are at times. Like, here's this one guy. Oh God, oh no, no. It's like, damn pests, flick. And that guy goes. He hits a truck at the end of the street.
Tink.
Um,
What else do
but
you guys got for this movie?
one of the things that I liked about it is they made the humans useful.
Yes.
Because
unless you're Sam's parents,
Sam's parents don't count.
then they're giant cock blockers.
Again, Sam's parents don't count.
Hey, the mother was useful. She pointed out where the bag was.
That's true.
She's also the person that moved the bag in the first place.
I'm sorry. She walked in that room. Were you masturbating? What?
God, I felt secondhand embarrassment for Sam in that moment.
Especially with a hot chick in the corner.
So,
how fast did that change, though? Holy crap! 2007. If that was reversed and he was in her room when her father showed up, he's dead. But she's in his room. Parents show up. All right, nice.
wait, I lost track of what I was saying. Quick, hit the reverse button. Damn it, Susie.
This time.
I honestly don't remember what you were saying.
Force of habit.
Like, I didn't interrupt you this time. This was not my fault.
I think AJ's looking it up.
Humans useful.
Yes, so the humans were useful in this, especially the military, because they figured out what kind of weapon to use. Sabo rounds. Now, most of the time the military is getting dog walked from the beginning until the climax when they figure out, okay, it's Sabo rounds that can hurt them, and they're running around with 40 millimeter grenade launchers hitting them with tungsten magnesium rounds. And it's still not doing much, but they're holding down a single transformer, which is huge. That's more than most Transformers humans do. I think there was a time when they figured out, oh, hey, we can use fire extinguishers on them, and then never do it again.
Well, that's how they put them to sleep, basically.
They were using liquid nitrogen.
Was that what that was? Okay.
That's what they were spraying on them. In Transformers animated continuity, if you spray a Cybertronian with fire extinguisher foam, it knocks them out like bear mace. It only worked for a few episodes, and then I think Shockwave and Ratchet figured out how to, do something to their body to stop it, but it worked for a little bit. And in this one, like Sam, they give him the Allspark because he can move into places they can't go. The America or whatever. I forget her name. The romance. Megan Fox. Jesus Christ.
I don't remember her name.
Michaela.
Michaela. Michaela drives the truck, acting as Bumblebee's
Oh, she drives
Chauffeur?
yeah, essentially chauffeur. Well, he ain't got
I
no
drive,
legs,
you
Lieutenant
shoot.
Dan. Bumblebee ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
That's so
So
wrong.
I know.
It
That's
is.
one of my favorite parts of the movie.
It is. So the humans in this do a lot. And you got that shootout in the Hoover Dam with, I forget his name, but the radio transformer.
Soundwave?
That was not Soundwave.
That's not Soundwave. That is.
The little tiny little shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name was, but it's the little tiny bastard looking one that steals all the data.
Yeah, the one with the Shuriken shooter.
That Sam Punk kicks and we have a robot Wilhelm scream.
Yes. Yes, please look up that name. To give you an idea, he is a Minicon. Those are essentially human-sized robots or transformers.
Doesn't he come
we'll
from
see.
like somebody's like chess piece?
He comes from, I believe, Prowler's, the Scorpion.
Okay.
And we'll see other Decepticon Minicons, and one of them terrifies me to this day. Like, he's in the second movie, and I am afraid of him.
Jesus.
Uh,
Really?
You'll know immediately when I say, "Oh, hey, look, it's a 2D character in a 3D show." He terrifies me. So Minicons in Transformers are legitimately terrifying because they are still robots.
I love how they said it multiple times more than meets the eye. I thought that was pretty clever.
And they get it from a badly timed flirt.
Well, yeah, but Optimus says it later and it fixes. It's fine.
Yes, because anytime Optimus says anything, it becomes gold.
All right,
He's like Johnny Cash singing "Hurt." It doesn't matter that Nine Inch Nails sung it. Johnny Cash sung it.
Susie, are you still looking up the name?
Yes.
Rob, what do you think of the acting in this movie? Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, Josh Duhamel.
So Shia LaBeouf felt like a 17-year-old.
That's good because he was 20.
Yes. But he did legitimately feel like a 17-year-old horny, stupid little bastard.
Oh, yeah, he was definitely swinging for the fences.
Hey, I gotta give it to him. The kid had courage.
Cowardly
Like
Dog?
he did not miss any attempt to shoot his shot. Like every time he saw an opportunity, he took it. And this is why I like Shia LaBeouf's Sam Witwicky. He might be out of his mind afraid. He'll still do it.
His name is Frenzy. I have confirmation that his name is Frenzy. Or
Oh yeah, that is Frenzy. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, I forgot you have 4 arms.
thank you, Ryan.
I literally just found it when Ryan commented.
As for the other characters, I love Lennox. Lennox is an awesome character. And my favorite character gets introduced into this movie among the humans, and it's the agent from Sector 7.
Seymour Simmons.
Seymour Simmons. Oh my god, are we going to be seeing a lot more of him? And oh my god, is he gold every time he's on the screen?
Yeah, John
And Susie is dead.
Toreno.
John Toreno, yeah.
He's in a lot of stuff.
he is, and he is gold in this one. I think he's one of the few constantly reoccurring characters that they always bring back for the movies.
Yeah, every time they said Sector 7, I keep going, why are they in the Springfield power plant, Sector 7G? Sorry, Simpsons reference. I don't know. I know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, the acting was great in this, I think. Still 2007 acting. Just keep that in mind. So there's a lot of
2007 acting is not in any way equal to or superior to 2025 acting.
expect a lot of hurried talking, screaming,
Yeah,
especially during action portions.
I felt there wasn't a
Because
lot of sentences. There was just, do that. Go now.
And a lot of Shia LaBeouf going, no, wait, stop, we'll do this.
Mhm.
Get a lot of that.
Okay, so one thing that really ticked me off about this movie were some of the unnecessary camera shots of like during the action scenes where it's like Optimus Prime is like whipping around. It's like, let's focus on the wheels as he's doing a burnout. It just felt like there was a lot of unnecessary, camera changes or camera shots of like, oh, this will make everything look so much cooler. Do this.
And the slow-mo as someone's screaming.
The little girl. Yeah. All right. Final thoughts before we close up, because we've surprisingly been going for just
Almost
about an hour. Anthony Anderson
Have-
was also great. I ate the donuts, so I don't look guilty. They put the donuts here because if you don't eat it, you're guilty. I ate the donuts, so it makes it look like we're not guilty. Guy walks in, she did it!
Oh, talk to no criminal. Oh my god, that whole thing was gold. He was just running on sugar. And I love in the next time we see him, he has a
Pepto-Bismol.
bottle of Alka-Seltzer and Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, crap.
This movie had its moments. It had some faults, but it had its moments. I definitely watch it more often than I will admit to on here. So I'll
The
just leave it
next
at that.
one is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen.
Correct.
Oh. Again, favorite Transformers movie.
Ready for
I think-
cinematic gold.
Oh. Oh dear. Very nice. I'm excited for it then.
Still a Michael Bay movie. Temper your expectations on that.
Yeah,
if you're watching along.
yeah, I say it's cinematic gold, but bearing in mind that it's a Michael Bay movie, so
Speaking of Michael Bay, does he just do stuff and have explosions around him? Like, he just finished watching the dishes, he throws the rag down, just sparks everywhere.
No, there has to be a camera.
yeah.
Oh, there has to be a camera?
So if he's filming
the-
a home video and there's like a baby walking and the baby throws a block, the block will explode at that point.
There's a running joke about Michael Bay explosions. But hey Ryan, because I'm sure you're still listening to this. Please get him to watch TMNT. Because if you don't, I will. And I will video him for every single one of his reactions just to share.
Why? Why do you sign me up for stuff?
A, because I love you. B,
Alright, that's definitely not A. That is not an A.
B.
That's like a D, all the above kind of thing.
Wow, he thinks so highly of me. You didn't even get to B. B, because you've been clearly you need more well-rounding in your movie universe.
Okay, I was gonna say, I am perfectly well-rounded. I've worked very hard for this. I married my wife, who cooks like a freaking fiend.
Mhm.
I will never be skinny, and I figured that out the day we met.
I'm glad you figured that out the day you met because your wife is amazing at cooking.
He talks about food, and I'm like, oh, there's 4 pounds.
See? I like you experiencing new things.
All right. Let's not go too far with that. This is still a PG show.
Yes, AJ. I'll help you experience so many things. Like Transformers 2! See you next time, everybody. Bye!
On that note, bye, everybody.
Bye.